corsa molto interessante perché è la prima corsa dopo la pausa invernale, quindi sia la Ferrari che le altre fabbriche hanno portato molte modifiche, perciò non sappiamo ancora quale sarà la macchina migliore. Ad ogni modo noi abbiamo molto fiducia nella Ferrari e speriamo di tornare in Italia con qualche bella vittoria.
Oh, surely. It was not a very quick lap. In fact, I don't know how many people, but a lot of people have got underneath it in practice so far, and I'm sure that in fact 24s or even 23s will be done tomorrow and probably in the race.
I was motorcycle champion of Mexico before I was 15, and I started racing cars when I was 15. And I was again champion of Mexico at 17, and not until I was 17 I started racing international. I like to have strong drivers in my team and race against strong drivers like X, Mario Andretti, and Baccarella, because they make me go faster still.
Torno l'anno 21. Tornerò l'anno 21, spero. Ho visto un'organizzazione non mai vista in nessun circuito di tutte le corse che ho potuto avere la fortuna di partecipare.
I must say how delighted I am with this great honor you've accorded me this evening, and especially with this wonderful presentation of the cocktail cabinet. I'm afraid it's completely ruined my chances of getting a 50% reduction with this Swedish insurance firm. I see there was a little bit in the paper the other day about Stirling would be able to get it and I wouldn't because I like my beer. Thank goodness they left the whiskey out and the rest. I'd had 8 years of racing. In 8 years I got to the top, so I decided now's the time. Thank you all very, very much indeed for coming along and being so patient to listen to me. And I hope one day some of you will come along and join me and we'll empty that lot. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't like to point a finger at anybody, but it was such a blatant case of somebody driving way over their head that, I don't mind it in this instance. It was Tony Bettenhausen, and earlier today, he just about took me out earlier. He was way over his head, trying way too hard. His car's loose all the time, all the way around the track. And this time I was completely by him, had all my wheels by him, and he just turned right underneath my right rear wheel.
And I was sitting on the start line, and I saw a little bee sitting on my rim counter. And I look at the thing before I lock the visor, and just before the flag should go up, the bloody bee is in here and sat on the nose just when he was standing with the flag. And I was fighting like I had to get the bloody bee out.
Principalmente para dar uma olhada no carro, como é o andamento do carro, e dar uma olhada também no carro de Ursinho, dar uma prestigiada. Eu acho que merece, faz todos os esforços para esperar que tudo corra bem.
Ça me fait un plaisir immense évidemment, parce que c'est la première fois que j'ai la chance de conduire sur une vraie voiture de Formule 1. Mais ça m'inquiète un peu du fait que je dois en même temps un peu mettre au point cette voiture. Et je crois que c'est quand même des grosses responsabilités.
Est-ce qu'hier elle s'est bien comportée, je crois, dans les essais?
J'ai pas eu le temps de tourner beaucoup, puisque chaque fois que je me suis arrêté, on a travaillé beaucoup sur la voiture pour essayer de l'améliorer justement. Mais je pense que cette nuit, on a travaillé jusqu'à 4 heures du matin, et je crois que la voiture va aller beaucoup mieux aujourd'hui.
But this moment was Mark Donohue's.
How was it out there? Well, we've worked a long time to get to this point, and it's really it's a great thrill to have this kind of a record in the Penske racing team. I'm really, really happy.
You need a top quality gasoline for championship racing. For the Ford GT, it's Super Shell. Not a special racing fuel, just Super Shell. Exactly the way it comes from the pump.
Well, it needs a bit sorting, but I'm very, very confident, and I'm sure this car will be very, very good.
Has it given you any problems for this race, Jochen?
Not really. We had 1 or 2 small problems, and it's going very, very well, considering it's the first time we really run it. We need a few parts to make it quicker, which we can't do now here because we are so far away from England. But it's going quite well. I mean, I'm not the fastest at the moment, but I'm not very much off.
The driver usually gets killed on a Sunday, and if he's a close friend of yours, well, you think what a stupid sport this is, and you think seriously of giving it up. On Monday you think, well, maybe he's just unlucky, maybe I shouldn't give it up yet, I'll give it up next year. Then on the Tuesday you start thinking about, now, well, there's a race next Sunday, maybe I'll go. So on the Wednesday you go to the race.
previsioni sono molto difficili da fare quest'anno, perché sia il circuito è su un autodromo nuovo che noi non conosciamo, e sia gli avversari sono sconosciuti per tutti, perché tutti hanno preparato le armi alquanto di nascosto. Ad ogni modo ci sono tutti i migliori corridori del mondo e le migliori macchine del mondo, quindi sarà una gran lotta e chi vincerà avrà una gran soddisfazione.
If you were prepared and able to try and turn the car over, why did nobody come to your help?
Well, you must remember that I just climbed out of a racing car. My blood was up. He was a very good friend of mine. You know, perhaps it's understandable that people won't come near a burning car.
Well, I felt that there might be a chance, but I didn't figure I was going to win it because the other car we have is quite a bit faster. I fell off the track this morning with this one and bent the frame, and we just got it
ready at the last minute, huh?
Well, we didn't even have it ready. We just had all the wheels pointing somewhere in the right direction, so I didn't think that it was going to handle as well as it did.
I like the rear engine car because when you go into a turn, at the end of the straightaway, as you enter the turn, it seems that you can definitely go in about 100 to 150 feet further at full throttle. Then you can get on the gas sooner.
So here we have Juha Kankkunen, who is now second, of course, after me. So how do you feel that this Toivonen is so fast?
Toivonen is been a little bit lucky today, but tomorrow it's no problem for us. It's only 1 minute, so.
Have you had any problems with your car?
Not really, only between seat and driving wheel. That's all.
Well, but that's quite normal for you, isn't it?
Yeah, but we will change it tomorrow, so then it will.
You mean the driver?
Yes.
Ah, okay. So Juha Kankkunen sits on the co-driver's seat and Pironen starts to drive?
Yes, something like that.
So, okay, I have to change also my place then.
I think so.
Okay, good luck for you.
Thank you, same to you.
Ja, an und für sich ist der Brett BT 42 kein schlechtes Auto, aber ich glaube, dass das Auto sehr, sehr schlecht grundabgestimmt war und wir haben 3 Trainings gebraucht, um das Auto so abzustimmen, dass es fahrbar war, und im 4. Training und in dem Training, in dem es eigentlich auf alles drauf angekommen ist, ist dann der Motor kaputt gegangen.
Obviously, what was it?
The engine.
Doing an interview.
I was running very, very well.
Alboreda was holding up everybody, even if we were getting on road Michele was a bit slow, so he was holding up everybody. But my car was fantastic, really. I didn't have any complaint about the car. The only problem that I had the red light going on for 8 laps, and I know that the end was very, very near.
Congratulations, Bruce. 3rd place in the first Canadian-American Challenge Cup Series and 2nd overall in the Stardust Grand Prix. A fine performance for you and your car. Are you pleased?
Well, finishing 2nd at this stage is almost like not finishing at all, Chris. We're not too happy, but that was as good as we could do. The car ran perfectly. I drove it as hard as it could go, and we finished 2nd. Yeah.
Man fährt hier sehr dicht an den Leitplanken entlang, hat dann hier einen leichten Linksknick. Manche bremsen, manche gehen nur vom Gas. Er wird dann sehr schnell im 5. Gang gefahren. Man fährt ungefähr diese rechts dann den Bergauf zwischen 230 und 240 Kilometer mit dem Gruppe C.
He just made that one little mistake I've been waiting for about 10. He didn't make too many, did he? No, sir. That's the only one I saw him make. Well, did you have enough power to get him? You wouldn't have had it if he hadn't made a mistake? Well, we were about even horsepower, you know, and therefore you got to really, there's no way to get by him because he's got as much as you do, so it's just a tough thing to figure out where to go. Is this the biggest win you've ever had, Swede? This is the only win I've ever had.
Sagen Sie mal, wie haben Sie das fertig bekommen, den Wagen noch über die 250 Meter heil hinzusteuern?
Ja, was heißt ja 250 Meter? Das war schon 2 Kilometer vorher passiert. Da habe ich nicht quer gestanden, hat ein Rad blockiert und ich zwitscher hinten an einen Stein. Dann hat die Radkappe so einen unglücklichen Schlag bekommen, dass sie in der entgegengesetzten Drehrichtung abgeflogen ist. Jetzt habe ich schon immer darauf gelauert, dass sie das Rad selbstständig machte.
Sir, was the Indianapolis 500 as dangerous then as it is now?
Well, it isn't any more dangerous now, I don't think, than it was then. But it's still safer than it is riding on the highways with some of these hot rodders.
Sogno di vincere il campionato del mondo e farò il possibile per poterlo vincere.
Una macchina che le viene affidata per una corsa è tecnicamente perfetta?
Beh, sono tecnicamente perfette, ma però non sono mai finite perché il progresso ti induce sempre a fare modifiche, quindi una macchina da corsa è tecnicamente sempre perfetta, ma non sarà mai finita.
And you can brake a little bit even too deep sometime, but still make the corner, but it will slow your car down. Your exit speed or your cornering time will be down because you scrub speed or because the car is all sideways. So then you know that you've reached the limit, but you must not overcook it by very much.
If you do make a mistake and you're still on the track, are you able to totally eliminate that from your mind and not eat yourself up for the rest of the demand a lot?
I think I demand quite a lot, yeah. I ask my mechanics if I demand a lot, and they will see that I'm quite hard on the equipment.
Out there, just what happened?
We went into the lead and we were going away nicely. We came through under the MG bridge and a Javelin, I think it is, Javelin, pulled over, let a little Porsche 911 through, and the bloody women driving this Javelin pulled straight back again. I don't know whether they knew what they were doing or what. The Porsche hit them and spun. I tried to miss the Porsche by going up on the grass, but unfortunately he spun again, completed the spin and hit me.
Sì, e per me è la prima volta che in una temporada che non finisco neanche una gara, perché anche oggi ho avuto un difetto materiale nella macchina.
Morning, Jim Clark.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Nice to see you in Geneva.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Tell me, Jim Clark, I think all the people in Geneva and in Switzerland would like to know who you are. Tell us.
Well, you know my name, of course, Jim Clark. I was 1963 World Racing Champion, and I drive for the Works Lotus team. I was born in Scotland. I'm Scottish, and I am just 28 years old this week.
Congratulations, first ever Grand Prix win. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I've been waiting a long time for this.
I remember you here at Silverstone in 1964. It must seem a long, long time ago.
It sure does, and since then my ambition was to win a Grand Prix, and I'm glad it could be the British Grand Prix.
How did you feel about this race, restarting after all the shambles at the beginning?
Well, I was pretty happy about it, because I got a pretty lousy start the first time around, and the second one wasn't too good either. So I got to learn how to jump the flag.
Nel 61, aiutato da qualche mio parente, a mio rischio mi comprai una Lotus usata di seconda mano, precisamente la Lotus di Schiffer, e ci vinsi il campionato italiano con quella macchina, però alla fine dell'anno ero anche lì in deficit.
And how do you like driving for Ferrari?
For Ferrari, this year I got to drive,
yes.
And maybe the next year too, because I'm very happy to stay in the one big team like
yes.
Ferrari.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that the Ferrari Grand Prix car has a good chance this year?
Well, this year is very little different to the last year, and because the car, the English car, is the same or very little faster car.
Yes.
Well, when that starting flag waves, what is going to be on your mind? Your car, the course, or the competition?
Well, I think the competition, because if the competition doesn't go very fast, well, then there's no point in going very fast. In other words, you only go as fast as you have to. And there's no point in coming out here and trying to go too fast. Now, this morning we were breaking some tires in, and just now, breaking some tires in and breaking some brake pads in. And the car just felt good to me, and I went faster than I'd ever gone before.
Sì, in effetti nei primi giri si vedeva dalla presa della benzina in alto che c'era la Ferrari che usciva molta benzina. Si temeva appunto che questa benzina alla fine poi non bastasse più. Per fortuna siamo partiti tutti con i serbatoi ancora con molti più litri del necessario già in partenza, per cui questa deficienza è venuta.
Bonjour Lucien.
Bonjour Paul.
Comment vas-tu?
Très bien, merci, et toi?
Eh bien, nous sommes très heureux de te voir ici sur ce circuit qui est le plus beau du monde. Je crois que tout le monde est absolument d'accord sur ce problème.
Vraiment un circuit magnifique et on éprouve un plaisir formidable chaque fois qu'on y revient.
Question indiscrète.
Oui.
Est-ce que le circuit de Francorchamps est trop rapide et est-ce qu'il te fait peur?
Non, il ne me fait pas peur parce que c'est un circuit que je connais bien et que j'aime beaucoup. Mais tout de même, c'est un circuit où on ne peut pas se permettre de faire une faute.
He's a man devoted to sport, whether it be
skiing, bobsleighing, water skiing, swimming, fishing, hunting, whatever it might be.
We're afraid this year that we might have a little trouble. More drivers will be able to drive these slower cars, and they'll be able to drive them faster. They won't be able to do it consistently, but they'll be able to do it for a time, and it's going to look like there'll be more competition where actually I think the caliber of driving is not going to be quite so good. It's going to be easier to drive these cars.
Well, we've been discussing before the Grand Prix of Monaco, which is due to be held tomorrow. What we found out after practice today with our Porsches, we got a few new things on the cars, particularly the engine, and also the front suspension is brand new. The engine is now fuel injection, and it's been working very well indeed, much better than we hoped for.
Per ora sembra che vada tutto bene, solo che la strada è completamente bagnata, poi a chiazze, con terra, fango, quindi è una guida insicura, si va un po' così a casaccio. L'essenziale è arrivare in fondo, poi vedremo come andrà.
Rispetto allo scorso anno, quindi situazione peggiorata?
Sì, come strada, se fosse asciutto la strada sarebbe migliore, solo che è peggiorata dalle situazioni meteorologiche.
Because I prefer a thrilling life. I enjoy. You know the fantastic thing, I think every man in the world is looking for that, is to make from his passion his business. That's what I have done. I had passion for motor racing and it's my business. Cannot be more happy. Everything I do about motor racing, I enjoy it. Anything, because it is my passion.
Ja, das ist passiert, das ist nicht vorgesehen, aber im Training ist es gut gegangen, habe ich die beste Zeit gehabt. Nachher ist vom Starten weg ist klar an die Spitze und ich war ziemlich nah hinterher gewesen. Und die zweite Runde bin ich vorbei und ich dachte, solange dass ich es mal aushalte, bleibe ich vor. Und nachher hat es immer Kämpfe gegeben, in Irland nebenführen. Der Clark ist wieder gekommen und so hat es 60 Runden lang immer. Ich bin immer voraus gewesen, aber mit ganz wenig Abstand.
This is the first race promoted by the British Racing Drivers Club, and it does afford, it's pretty well the first race for the Purley racing car for the last 2 years, and it does afford the British public a chance to see what some of the fastest cars in this country and indeed in the world can accomplish in the way of speed.
But actually I started making up my mind to drive a rear-engine car, I believe, during last year's race. As I watched Jimmy Clark and Dan Gurney driving these cars, I was really amazed at how easy they went through the corners, and they could pass just about anywhere they wanted to, and really that's what started me making up my mind.
Wenn der Ferrari zu Ende fährt, glaube ich kaum, dass ein Alpha oder ein Porsche gewinnen kann. Aber die Chance ist doch sehr groß, weil 1000 Kilometer sind lang. Und ich bin sicher, dass einer von den Alpha gewinnen wird.
Yeah, because I had brand new tires.
Yes.
And they were very slippery at early stage.
I see.
I had to the 2 first laps very slowly.
I see.
Then I started to go.
Gradually you speeded up towards the end quite considerably. I see.
I am very well. I just had my last operation 2 months ago, and I am waiting now to have a strong right leg, and I hope to push on the brake pedal in 2 or 3 months maximum.
Well, that's wonderful news. Didier, it's been a long and terrible 12 months for you. What exactly has happened in that 12 months to you?
Well, a lot of things. All my life changed, and when you have this sort of problem, you see the life with another eye, and everything changed for me, and it's much more interesting now and much nicer now.
Ja, det vet jag inte ännu, för jag har inte kört någon tävling efter det, men det känns mycket bättre. Det gör det absolut. Det är ju det man har kämpat för. Det är det man kämpar för att vinna.
Är det en svår tröskel det där att passera, att klara av sin första seger?
Jag tror det, för ibland verkar det hopplöst precis. Och då slår det till och då känns det fantastiskt. Det gör det absolut.